2018 astrology and tarot forecast. And your mind is, and your focus is on the job, it's on career, it's what you put out there into the world. And I feel like you've been giving a lot of yourself, and probably getting some applause and some praise back. I feel like you've been putting a lot of your energy into work and really having your nose to the grindstone, and having your superiors notice that and respect you for that. You know, Saturn is in your 9th house, but it's supporting you and it's giving structure to your dreams and your long-term goals. So hopefully your work is in alignment with your long-term goals, and I think that would probably be one of the best things you could do, in fact, this year, Taurus, is to make sure that every week, if not every day, you're doing something that builds towards those long-term goals of yours, that you're not just putting energy into a job that you don't necessarily want to do or that feels dead end. Make sure that every week or every day, if you can, you're putting your energy, your love into something that actually marries up with what you want your life to be, with what you desire in the grand scheme of things, because I think you can really make those things come true, because Saturn is making some really nice sextiles to that 11th house of hopes, dreams and wishes. So I think that we can really manifest with this energy, especially with Saturn in Capricorn. You can manifest, and you can manifest certain dreams and certain things you want for yourself. So try and make sure that, like, you're not just giving your energy and time away to just a day job that you don't see yourself doing in 10 years time or 5 years time, whatever. Make sure that you're also using this amazing manifestational energy to put into things you're interested in. Even if you start small, it's good to start putting this energy in, because, you know, all the planets are direct this month. I've got a lot of moving forward energy, so it's a great way to work with this energy. And you are fantastic at working away at things and being persistent and persevering. So you capitalize on that strength of yours. There's so much earth energy for you here to utilize, that I think it would be a pity if you didn't involve your own personal dreams in what you're doing, as well as, you know, just working for the man or whatever it might be. Maybe some of you already are on your way, or do own your own business, or are doing something you really love. Fantastic. This is an opportunity now to build this, make it even bigger. What can you add to it? What more do you want out of it? What more can you put into it and get out of it? So February, still a time to keep carrying on with those projects, those things that are important to us, those things that we love. Mars is in your 8th house, and that's, you know, that's there in that kind of area of intimacy and the hidden things. And I feel like a lot of you, especially those of you who are partnered up, are going to be very, I feel like it might have a bit of a steamy month in some ways. And I feel like you're very driven to spend one-on-one time with your partner. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you have taken a relationship to the next level, whether that was very recently or in the past month or two. I feel like there's been a deepening of commitment, and you've been driven to deepen your commitment to someone if you're with someone. If you're not with somebody, this energy is, one, it can be about understanding your own psychological patterns and habits, and sometimes actually getting drawn into patterns and habits, falling back on them to a certain extent, because Mars is our drive, it's our desire nature. But this also brings energy to things like shared resources and inheritances and other people's money. So it could be that there's a focus on other people's money, or that you're helping support a partner or somebody you care about in boosting their finances somehow. So, you know, that can play out in a number of ways. Venus, your ruling sign, is in your 10th house, so your area of work, you've been putting, maybe there's been a lot of love for the job, maybe you've been enjoying it more than usual, maybe you're getting passionate again about what you do. That's going to move into your 11th house of friendship, and as is Mercury, as is the Sun later on in the month. So this will put the focus then more on your that 11th house of friendships and networking and group activities, as well as your hopes and dreams. And so this will see that energy just changing up for you. And you're very Piscean when it comes to your friendships, in the sense that, like, you know, you're very giving, you're very You're very gentle, you're very understanding, you're very compassionate, you've got a very big heart when it comes to your friendships and your peer groups. Some of you may even be bordering on codependent because of that Piscean energy there. But you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of being with those people and networking with those people. And I feel like there could be some opportunities for you to grow, to travel, to get some sort of education of some sort, to kind of go beyond your comfort zones in terms of experience-wise, that comes through networking and comes through people and messages from people, or it could be like something over the internet, or just a friend, because there's some really nice sextiles happening, like I said, between the 11th house and 9th house, so this could see opportunities for you to be able to maybe enroll in a course that has something to do with what you really want to do, or maybe go somewhere and research about, I don't know, somewhere you could potentially live, or research about how to kind of get further along your career. Do you know what I mean? There are opportunities there for you to expand that come through other people in your networks, in your peer groups. As far as love and all that is concerned, you know, Jupiter is in your 7th house, and Jupiter's squaring off with the personal planets this month. Now, this isn't necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, it can play out either way, but you've got Jupiter there in Scorpio in your 7th house. I mean, you're very deep about your one-to-one relationships, about your romantic commitments, and I feel like some of you have taken a next step in cementing your relationships, in cementing, sorry, for a moment I thought Jupiter was in Sagittarius, but I'm like, no, that's not until November, it's fine. But yeah, I feel like some of you take the next step in cementing your relationships, and this has been really positive for you. And there could be a few moments this month where you have some really kind of quite big moments, if you're with a partner, with them, where you understand each other so much better, or you have a conversation and from that you grow together, and it's a deep conversation, but yet at the same time it helps you both understand that you're on the same page and on the same path, and you can actually see a trajectory opening up for you as to how you can approach the future together, and that's really lovely. At the same time, you know, if you're single, this could see you attracting somebody through like a friendship group, or through the workplace, who's quite different to you, or maybe even Sagittarian, very Jupiterian, someone who's ethnically different, someone who's different in culture or background, or even has a bit of a teacher or authoritative vibe about them. It could see you attracting somebody like that into your life, and kind of you being a bit like, oh, who is this person? I want to know more. So there's a possibility for that, certainly. But I do see some activity around one-to-one relationships, you know, and communication about it. There could be a few little things, minor things to have to adjust to, where perhaps things have the potential to get slightly blown out of proportion, or blown out bigger than they actually are, but out of that will come some learning. But the only other thing I'd mention is that on the, where are we? On the 25th, Venus, your ruling planet, in your 11th house, is going to square off to Mars in the 8th house, and that says to me, it's almost like this push and pull between desire and intimacy, and then wanting to be around people and have fun and put yourself out there. So this could be a kind of just one of those days where, on one hand, you want to go deep, you don't really feel like you want to be around that many people, but then on the other hand, people are inviting you out and trying to get you to come out, or if you're partnered up, it could be that your partner wants to do one thing and you're being pulled in another direction, and then there might be a bit of conflict around that. It could play out one of those, you know, either of those ways, but there's a little bit of tension here, and it's between your private life, it's between your psychology and your intimate life and intimacy, and the 11th house friendships. Maybe there's a friend who doesn't seem to have your best interests at heart when it comes to your romantic relationships, and there's some sort of a clash there. It could play out in a number of ways. But all in all, this is looking like once again, a really positive month for all of us, and The weird thing about this month, I think it's only happens 4 or 5 times in a century, but we have no full moon this month. We have, however, a new moon, and that is a partial solar eclipse, and that's in your 10th house. So this could see a new opportunity opening up for you in terms of career. I feel like you're going to be given a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of possibilities that are on the table, and if you can't see them yet, they're going to show themselves over the course of the next 6 months. But there are going to be opportunities for you to perhaps segue into the job that you want, or change what you do if you're self-employed, in such a way that it feels like it's a better representation of you. There are definitely going to be opportunities here. And so this new moon solar eclipse, although it's not a full solar eclipse, it's a partial solar eclipse, it's still going to have an impact, and it's going to have an impact on what you're doing in the world, and perhaps the companies, you know, that you work for, your station in those companies, your company if you're self-employed. But definitely there'll be things that come to light here, and I think you're being being pushed this year to grow into what it is you actually want. And I feel like I'm getting the sense that a lot of Taurians aren't doing what they feel they should be doing. Not all of you, but I'm getting a sense that a lot of you are feeling like this isn't exactly for me. This is not what I'm here to do. I feel like this year you're going to get opportunity to come closer and closer and closer to what it is that feels right for you. And you're being supported. You're being supported in terms of growth. You're being supported in terms of long-term visions that actually fulfill you financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But the nice thing is I don't feel like it's going to be a complete 180, and it's not going to be like a really it's not like a catastrophe has to happen for you to change course. It's like it's gently coming in, you know, and being shown to you. So I think that's fantastic, because Pluto is transforming what you want from the world, and your view of the world, and how you feel, your sense of adventure. You know, I feel like you're wanting more. So all in all, this is a really good month, and now on to your tarot reading for this month.